Hello.
We are Sandbell. We are Bechamel. Building back the shell. Hit that boy for equal boy. Oh, we are Sandbell.
Why do I just amuse myself? I don't know, but I do. And I can't do an entire video with this hat on, though I would love to. I cannot because it's going to be jingle, jangle, jingles. So let me just take a minute really quickly and share this video on elsewhere pages. Thank you so much for being with me today. My little Christmas sugar cookie. I'm really glad that you're here, and I appreciate you. You know, I always, before I do these videos, I do like a meditation and a little prayer, and I really get centered, and I think, look, if the right people or the right person is going to come and hear this message today that needed to hear it, that, you know that I'm speaking directly to you, because when I talk, it like hits you in a specific place, and you say, wow, yes, this is what I've been longing to hear or waiting to hear. And I'm so grateful to be able to be that person who can come on here and deliver a message like that. Overwhelmed with gratitude to be able to be here with you and sharing this time with you, because your time is very valuable, and it's important to me to give you something of substance that, you know, obviously I don't want to take myself too seriously, but the goal is to help you see something you didn't see before, hear something in a brand new way that you haven't heard before, or know something that you didn't know before. And if I'm able to do that, to be a lighthouse a little further down the path, and I can say something or give you or offer you a perspective that you hadn't heard before, and that somehow puts the light on for you, then I will be so fulfilled, right? Because that's my goal. We are going to talk about how to stay sober, sane, and yes, happy during the holidays. I love the holidays. I'm going to say Christmas because I'm a Christmas person. Please try not to be too offended if you celebrate something different. I'm not offended that you celebrate something different. Just joking. But why say Christmas? Because that's just what I celebrate. So here's the deal. I've loved Christmas my entire life. Like, you know, what it represents, the spirit of Christmas, which is like joy, happiness, peace, family. And I could really cry because just coming to you today to want to share with you what's on my heart. Do you know, I know what Christmas is like when you're actually struggling, when you want it to be that, where you have this desire in your heart for it to be this like beautiful thing, this time of year that you can finally like just be happy and really enjoy. But I don't know about you right now, but I know for me in the past, there was this little dark shadow, a cloud following me around that was like, wanted to be happy at Christmas, but knew that I was either living a lie, like this double life, but secretly depressed, secretly anxious, secretly unhappy. And I looked from the outside in like I was enjoying myself at the holidays or having fun, but underneath of the smile was a perpetual and all-consuming type of loneliness, that I could feel alone in a room full of people, that I could feel detached or disconnected from people even when I was standing right beside them. And I longed to be really meaningfully connected to people, really meaningfully present. I just didn't know how to get around it. And one of the biggest obstacles standing in my way of truly connecting with another human being the way I really wanted to was actually alcohol. A smoke screen between me and what I really wanted, a thing that was separating me and giving me the delusion that I was separate from other people. And so once I was able to eradicate that from my life, and listen, Christmas did not come, and no Christmas came without a New Year promise that I was going to quit drinking, that this was going to be the year that I was finally going to get my shit together, that this was going to be the year that I was going to, like, you know, the jig would be up and I would be myself totally and be free, right? Be free. But New Year's came and went, you know, and for 10 years, I lived in that area of struggle and discontent. Now, 8 years ago, I woke up and made a decision that changed my life forever. And yes, you know, being sober is a wonderful thing, but now being sober, it's like, holy shit, now I have available to me the reality of like what life is, like the lie they teach you in sobriety, or they, whoever they is, a lie that people are taught in sobriety is like, if you just get sober, everything else you want is on the other side of sobriety. Not really. It's like, if you don't really learn how to be in your life in a way that feels good, you're just now awake for a life you can't stand. That's the only difference between being sober and drunk, is alertness, awake, being present. And getting sober and being present in a life that you don't love is really a giant waste of time. So let's learn how to be in our lives in a way that can cultivate peace, cultivate serenity, cultivate the thing that we really want. Now, why am I teaching you this? If I'm talking about sobriety, don't you just want, well, Heidi, yeah, we're going to go to our meetings or we're going to do whatever. That's great. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to the people that have a system in place. I'm talking to the millions or thousands of other people like me who did not have another method in place, who were left in the dust going, what about me? How can I get my serenity? How can I find my peace? How can I be in a situation where I'm, love the life I have and not desire to put another chemical or fill up on food or whatever else it is, that I can be in a life that I love too. When I first got sober, there was not a way for people like me who didn't line up with traditional methods. And so one of the reasons that I'm a really great life coach and exceptional at like being what some people have called like a psychological, surgeon, is that I'm able to, when I go through something, it's like I look at it from a 3,000 foot view. I look down at myself experiencing whatever problem I'm having or trauma that I'm going through, and I actually document and put into my mind a system of how I've overcome it, because I know that there's a calling on my heart to help other people down the path that I've already gone. I know that my job in life is to turn my pain into purpose. Amen. Okay. Yours might be too. You might be pursuing that path too. You're becoming a coach or a healer or a teacher, but it's important that you understand everything that I teach you has come by long and hard. I've walked the walk to get to the other side. So I'm going to give you a formula today that I use, that around the holidays, for every year for 8 years, the holidays is when things come up, that I've been able to maintain my peace, my sanity, and my happiness. And it's for the others. It's for the others like me who don't necessarily line up with tradition or traditional and need another way to go. Please, let's not make people wrong for needing another path. All right. I feel like sometimes, I know not everybody does that, but sometimes people like shame people for having a different approach to life. There are many, many roads to Rome. Okay. There's not one way. I'm sharing a way for somebody else who goes, my clients go, holy shit, that's the way I want. Right. And that's cool. That's really who I'm here for, not for the people that already have a way. Congratulations. Take other people through your way. Right. So one of the specialties, the people that I work with are people that grew up in dysfunction, either have narcissistic parents or just alcoholic parents, or suffered some kind of abuse or dysfunction. You don't have to have that in your life to work with me, but my area of expertise are people that come from this. And one of the problems that you have likely, and that I had is taking myself very seriously. Like trouble having fun, knowing how to have fun. In fact, alcohol was a way for me to have fun because I didn't know how to just let loose and be a child. I had to be an adult very quickly. So my acronym today for all of us, people just like me, like you, is FART. You heard me. You heard me right. It's FART. Why am I going to use an acronym today called FART to be able to survive the holidays? Because we need to lighten up a little bit and not take ourselves so seriously. And to tell you one thing, you'll remember it, right? You'll remember the acronym that I'm going to give you today. I see you guys here. I'm going to check in with you after and go through the comments. Okay, I promise. Thanks for being here. I love you. So I'm going to just tell you what worked for me and what continues to work for me throughout my entire life. And guess what? I'm going to serve you at a buffet of life today. I'm going to serve you some knowledge. And your job with the buffet of life is to be a student, not a follower. So that means I'm going to feed you some information. I want you to take it in and chew on it. I don't want you to have to eat everything that I'm saying to you. Some things that I tell you, you're going to chew on, you're going to eat the knowledge, and you're going to chew on it. And you're like, all right. And you're going to swallow it because it's going to work for you. Other stuff that I'm going to say, you're going to chew on it and you're going to go, nah, that's not going to work for me. And you're going to spit it out. That's fine. That's fine. This is what this is meant to be, is an exchange of what will work for you independently. You finding your own personal Tao, your own path, your own, your own way is what I'm inspiring in you. But some things I'm going to tell you at the buffet today of knowledge, and you're going to eat and you're going to go, and you're going to swallow it and it's going to taste good. So when that happens for you, and I tell you something that resonates with you, know that that is just something you know to be true in your deepest level, and it's resonating and you're liking it. And probably the difference is you have yet to sincerely apply it consistently in your own life. So the greatest gap in life is between knowing and doing. I am here telling you things you might likely know or remember, but what I'm going to encourage you to do is put some feet behind it, right? Let's take what I'm going to teach you today and in the comments say how you can apply it in your life today, because without knowledge, without action is just information. All right. So you've got to turn your knowledge into power by walking the talk and getting out there and applying the things that I'm going to teach you today. That's how you make true transformation in your life, is by actually getting up and making it happen. And I believe in you. I know you can. So let's look at our handy dandy acronym today, the F. How do you have a sober, beautiful, stress-free, you like that, stress-free Christmas that's joyful? The first thing that I want you to practice in the F is faith. Now, I'm from a self-help community where one of the favorite things that people would say would be like, fake it till you make it. I'm going to tell you something. Fake it till you make it actually almost broke me. Okay. Because I was faking it so much. It was like, we'll have a permagrin on our face, whistling zippity doo-dah. You know what I mean? Like that fake. Yeah, I'm fine. I don't do that anymore. I don't fake anything. What I want to do is I want to faith it till I make it. So when I first got sober, I tried many times before. I had said things like, oh, I'm going to try to quit drinking. I'm going to try to be sober. I'm going to try. This is going to be the year, damn it, that I'm going to make it happen and do it. And it just never came to be, because I never really made a true decision. I never absolutely had faith that I was going to be able to pull it off and I was going to be able to do it. So, I remember the first week that I got sober, I didn't walk around saying, I'm going to try not to drink, or I'm going to try. I literally said, I'm done with alcohol. I closed the chapter. I'm never looking back. I've had my last drink forever. A lot of people don't line up with that philosophy. They're like, wow, you can never say never. You never know what's going to happen. No, honey, I'm pretty certain. I trust certain things to happen. I trust that the sun's going to come up every day. I don't need to. There are things you can trust in life, and that is called faith, absolute faith. I trust in my decisions to be done. I have faith in the decision that I made. I made that decision one time. Now I manage that decision every day, like John Maxwell talks about. You make the decision once and then manage the decision daily. But I don't wonder every day. I don't recommit every day. And I think that's a big problem, is like we wake up and recommit to something we already committed to. I don't have to wake up every day and go, yes, I do, Doug. Do you? Are we going to marry each other? I don't have to do that. I already committed. I have to manage my decision to marry him every day and manage my decision to be in a committed relationship. I don't have to redecide if I'm going to marry him or not. Okay. So when we truly decide that you're done, okay, you're closing the book, you're sober, you're going to be happy, or you're committed to your peace, or you're committed to whatever it is, you don't try anymore. You have made a true decision that is the only option for you. It's like when Tony Robbins talks about, when you storm the island, you got to burn the freaking boat. If alcohol is an option for you, you will always continually be deciding. Alcohol for me is like a poison in my body. When I drink alcohol, it just messes with me on a whole new way. It makes me do crazy things that I don't want to do. It turns me into somebody I'm not. And it's just like cyanide to me. I'm not going to wake up and drink poison tomorrow, and alcohol is the same thing. So when I declared, hey, I'm sober, I'm free from this addiction, it's over, there's a new chapter in my life, I'm put it behind me, I'm closing the book, I only would continually sow seeds of faith. I never talked about, you never know, one day at a time. One day at a time is valuable for me. It's how I live in the present moment, but I don't take drinking one day at a time, honey. I already decided and closed the book and closed the chapter, okay? I know that's hard to do. That's why people don't do it. But at one point in your life, you did do it. There is something in your life that you made a decision about at one point, and you never, ever looked back. Okay, think about it. You left that relationship that was bad for you. You decided to go to school. You ran a marathon. You did whatever it was, and you were like, you decided to do it. And the decision was what carried you through when it got tough. The decision and the commitment is what carries you through when your feelings get in the way. Faith is trust. That's all faith is. It's trust. It's trust in something. What can you trust in that maybe is even outside of yourself? We say, well, I trust in the universe. I trust in, But we don't really, we don't really. It's like the last time we trusted, we were in the womb, right? We were in the womb and we kind of let God do everything, and we really trusted. We let our eyelashes grow on time and our arms and our legs, and we really let go and let God. But we forget how to do that. It's like our desire for power and control prohibits us from actually just kind of trusting in the process, or trusting. I had a client today that I was talking with that wants to bring love into her life. And she was like, I just don't know if it's for me. And I had to remind her, like, because she's a big proponent of like speaking the power of positivity and sowing seeds and all that kind of stuff with her words. And she likes magic. And so we were talking about magic, and your words of like, I'm going to try to stay sober. You're going to drive me to drink. I hope I don't drink this holiday. I hope, alcohol would be nice. All these things that we say, your words are like spells that you cast into the wind of possibility. Your words are spells that you cast into the wind of possibility. Your words are powerful. You know that, you're remembering, right? You go, yeah, I know that. But then why do you sow seeds of doubt? Why do you sow seeds of worry? Why do you do that? You cannot afford to cast those kinds of spells into your life. You need to be aware of what you've committed to. And the least you can do is commit to yourself. I know when I was first making my program for women to overcome dysfunctional behavior, one of the things that we talked about is making a promise that you can keep, a promise to yourself. The promise program is my method to overcome binge drinking and destructive behavior. So one of the things that we do is we make a true commitment. We have faith. We understand that, you can. Faith is like, even when it's hard, and you're the Christmas time is hard, right? And you have a feeling, and a feeling comes up, and you want to drink, or you want to run away, or you want to eat that thing, or do that, whatever that you do. Faith is understanding that it's fleeting and it'll pass. And you know that intrinsically, right? You know that. Like, you can look at the lessons of the seasons and you can say, yeah, I know when I'm in a winter, metaphorically, that God promises a spring. The difference is somehow your ego comes in and it goes, yeah, but I don't deserve a second chance, or I don't deserve a break, or I don't deserve a break is I don't deserve a spring. You don't have to earn it. God promises a spring to you, meaning this too shall pass. You have to have faith that this too shall pass. When you lose your peace and your sanity and your sobriety, it's because you think, like Tony Robbins says, your problems are pervasive, permanent, and persistent. You think that this is never going to go away, that the only solution is to drink or to run or to hide or to do whatever it is that you do. And you're forgetting the faith, the promise that God has made to the universe is this too shall pass with the changing of the seasons. We forget that we are wired the same way. So whatever you're experiencing, you have to have faith and know it's temporary, it's fleeting, and it's not the way, it's the way one thing is, not the way everything is. Everything doesn't suck, one thing sucks, right? It's not all bad, some of it's bad. And really starting to understand that, you don't have to throw everything away because one thing in your life is like stressing you out or hurting you. So I want you to have faith. I want you, if you are bold enough to do it, to claim that you are healed, whole, and over it and past it. And your mind will eventually catch up. The seeds you sow are in your heart, and sometimes it takes time. Like you sow a seed in the spring. If you sow a seed in your heart and your spirit, and and you align with that, and you say, yes, this is for me. I know I'm declaring my victory over this. I'm spreading my wings. I'm going, no, I'm rising like a phoenix from the ashes, and I'm saying no more. I'm going to claim my victory in my own life. Then it takes a while for your head to catch up and your feet to walk along with you. But your heart will always lead you first. So if I'm saying to you now and it's resonating in your heart, it's meant for you. It's time to claim your victory. Time to claim your victory. And you've been waiting for an approach like that because every other approach hasn't worked for you the way you've been doing it before. Okay? So let's start claiming some victory. Let's start claiming that we deserve to be able to be free. Claim your freedom before you see it. Okay? All right. The second thing that's going to help set you free from, and maintain your peace and your sobriety and your sanity and your joy is acceptance. I'm not talking like, oh my God, I was at the plane and my plane got delayed and just like, woosah, radical acceptance. Hey, woosah, can't control the weather. It snowed. And I'm not talking about the stuff that's easy to accept, okay? I'm talking about the stuff that makes you die inside to witness it. Now, here's what I mean. The people that I work with are the peacekeepers. They are the glue in their family dynamic that holds everything together. They are the perfectionists. They want everything to be perfect all the time. They are the ones that they feel compelled and called to maintain order and control in their families so that the shit doesn't hit the fan, or they can see it's going to hit the fan, so they try to protect everybody around them from it happening. If that's you, can I get an amen? Will you send me a heart if that's you, so I know that I'm talking to you today? Look, what I'm talking about is you're sitting at the kitchen table, you're sitting at Christmas dinner, and all of a sudden mom starts to fight with sister or brother, and you start to see it going down, and you have this urge within you to fix everything, to make everybody okay, and to like put a bow on stuff and make it pretty and do what you do, that dance that you do. I'm talking about accepting the fact that people at the table are going to be mad at each other. I'm talking about accepting the fact that people are who they are, that you cannot control them, that you're accept the fact that this radical acceptance thing is so huge that when you it's like what you do is you are a director in your own life, and everybody in your life is playing a play. Okay, and you have all the people in your, and your daughter behaves this way, and your mother behaves this way, and if everybody behaves they want, we have a beautiful play of life. You and I both know that half the time people refuse to play their roles, they lose their lines, they go off script and shit, and they ruin the whole show, right? That's what happens in our family life. Stop holding people captive to the role you expect them to play and let them be themselves instead. All right? Huge. When you're looking at the people in your life, stop holding them hostage to the role you need them to play in your play. I understand, because you want a Hallmark card, and so do I. Okay, we want things to be perfect, but it's not going to be. You have to be uncomfortable in the crazy and not try to fix it. And that's the biggest thing, is learning how to stop fixing everybody and detaching from everything, and telling people how they should behave and how they should act. And once you release that control and that desire to control, and again, it's out of goodwill. You're not doing this to be malicious because you're a control freak. You're doing it because if they behave the way you want them to behave, they'll have a beautiful life. I know you believe that, because I used to believe it too. But we're not in control of their journey or their destiny. What'll happen is, if you hold on to that puppetry, you hold on to the role you want people to play and they don't play it, you'll be so hurt and so devastated that you'll want to numb the pain. And that's when you're tempted to drink or run or eat or do what it is, because it's not your play, it's the wrong show, man, and you can't change the channel. So how can you practice radical acceptance this holiday season and let people be who they are? I know I'm giving you some good stuff today, because this is the stuff I've used in my own life that has literally transformed it. And obviously the hundreds of people that I've worked with since who've just gotten their hands on some of these concepts. Now, let me say, do I think that you're going to get it in a 10-minute video? Do I think you're going to come to the water fountain of my videos and be transformed? I'm not delusional. I think you'll have a spark in you today. I'll light the fire in you. But if you want to stoke that puppy and burn the fucking shit down, then hire me and let's work together so that we can finally burn down the barn so you can see the moon. Okay? What you think that you want to hold on to needs to come down so you can see the full freaking glory of the moon, right? Maybe you know that reference, right? There's an old poem about holding on to things and being so sad that you're losing things in your life, but thank God they're gone, because now you can see the truth. All right? Please, let's work together. Dig a well with me and go deep. All right? Instead of just coming and sipping a little bit, dig a well and go deep. Be committed to your own transformation. All right. So in our fart analogy, going back to not taking ourselves too seriously. Okay. So F is faith. A is acceptance. What is the R? Oh, my favorite R in the world. Reality. I made this up this morning. Reality. Trade. Okay, so reality. Guess what? This is like huge, okay? Do you know that whenever you're craving alcohol and you think you're really craving alcohol, you're not really craving alcohol? Do you know that when you crave an Oreo, you're not really craving an Oreo? Do you know that when you crave whatever it is that you're craving, people get really mad about cravings. I used to too. I used to be like, shit, will this obsession to drink ever go away? Will this desire for alcohol ever leave? Will I ever not want to eat French fries dipped in mayonnaise? I still do, by the way. I just don't eat cartons of it. No, it won't, because the truth will set you free. That's the quote, right? The truth will set you free, but not until it's done with you first. So your cravings are not the devil. They're not a terrible thing that you're craving wine or craving whatever it is you're craving. It's not a bad thing at all. It's a smoke signal that's going up to your spirit going, hey, up there in the brain, we need something. And the quickest thing that you can think of, because your monkey mind was trained, and our monkey mind was trained to think alcohol equals pleasure, or, Oreos equals happy. Your soul is calling for happiness, and alcohol is the best thing you can come up with at the time. And I understand, because I used to too. Your cravings are a smoke signal from your spirit that it's crying out to be held, loved, understood, respected, any number of things. So when I crave alcohol, what am I really craving? It's what the alcohol represents in the moment. So be curious about it. The first way out is to be curious. Don't be angry at it. Don't reject your cravings. Ask them questions. Be curious. Sit with them. Pour them a cup of tea, man. Sit down and go, tell me about yourself. Why are you here right now? What do I need to learn or understand or know? Because they're your teachers. Your cravings are your teachers. Some of your most beautiful, brilliant teachers. I know sometimes today I was craving something really sweet, and I was like, oh man, I just want some chocolate. Whoa. And I could go and have it and, go and have the chocolate and like drown the smoke signal, and put some shit on it. But I got curious and I was like, what am I really craving? And really what I wanted was just like sweetness. I felt like I've been so go all week and just like in it. And I just wanted to be kind to myself. And that was the kindest thing I could think to do. So instead of grabbing that, I thought, how else can I practice kindness to myself? How else can I be sweet to me right now? And instead of reaching for that, which I knew would make me feel worse after I had it, I just sat down and listened to a song and just like swayed and listened to the music and let it carry me and be sweet to my spirit in the moment. Alcohol for me was a signal that I was bored, like I needed some fun in my life. But 9 times out of 10, alcohol to me, I drank to be able to speak my truth, because I bottled it up so much that I was under the delusion that alcohol would be the thing that would set the truth free. And it would just drown it. It just drowned it. That was the only thing it did. So I know when if I ever have craving for alcohol, that it's a smoke signal to me that there's somewhere in my life I need to speak up. I need to speak my truth. Okay. So reality, what is really going on? You don't really want alcohol. Why can't you have enough wine? Why can't you have enough Oreos? Because you can't have enough of what you don't really want. You don't really want the Oreo, honey. You don't really want the wine. You want to represent what it represents to you. That's your own individual path. What's this craving? What is the smoke signal for you? What's it trying to tell you? Which leads me to the final thing in our fart, which is truth. The truth will set you free. What is your truth? You need to practice finding your truth, speaking your truth, and then do an integrity cleanse. So like this holiday season, I don't want you to pretend to do anything. I don't want you to do anything other than what's authentically genuine for you. If you're at the table and somebody hurts your feelings and your mom says that bullshit to you, like she says every year, and you start to get really sad and upset, I don't want you to sit there and go, I should be a stronger person and I should be better. I don't want her to, start to fix everything. I want you to look over at your mom and I want you to go, ouch. And nothing else. I don't want you to say another word. Let her sit with whatever that is. But you speak your truth. If you're sitting there and Aunt Shelley wants to ask you about what you're doing in your life and how's your sobriety and what's the shit and what are you working and all this kind of other stuff, you can look at her and you go, oh, your questions make me feel uncomfortable. I don't really want to talk about that right now. I'd rather just be happy and blissful in the moment. But thanks for your concern. You don't have to do it how I would do it. You don't have to say it as so exposed and raw as I would. That's my practice. That's my true nature, is just to tell it like it is and just say it. You don't have to do it that way. You can be even kinder and gentler, right? You can just say, well, I know you're really curious how I'm doing and I really appreciate you asking me, but you know what? That creates a little of anxiety for me to talk about, and I'd just rather be at peace today. So maybe we can talk about that later, or I'd rather talk about something else, like fill in the blank. You can say, no, thank you. Get away from me, piss off, I don't want that, I don't like that, I'm leaving. You can have the freedom to say all these things that you need to say, and if you practice saying them, you will have a joyous holiday season. The challenge for you will always be, until you work on it, actually, because I'm saying this stuff to you and you're like, that sounds really good, but your immediate thought is, how am I going to affect other people if I do this? How is so-and-so going to take it if I start speaking my truth? What's going to happen if I just kind of like let people be who they are and I sit back? How is this going to go down if I just really make a commitment to myself? I know you because I know myself that what stopped me for many years in my life was I was married to other people's happiness more than I was married to my own. I cared more about everybody else being able to function than I did about myself being able to function. And that's why my program is called Love Yourself First. That really is the ticket. You know, when I look down from this 3,000-foot view and I say, what's the ticket to being set free from all self-destructive behavior, binge drinking, binge eating, you know, self-sabotage, all these things that you and I have been, victimized ourselves to. We know intrinsically the answer is to love yourself first, but there is a system. There is a step-by-step system to do that. Some of the things I've talked with you about today, the radical acceptance, the speaking your truth, you know, there's more. There's many more things that I have to share with you and teach you. And you can get them if you come to the water fountain and drink a little bit on occasion and come with, but if you dig a well and go deep with me, it'll transform you in your soul. You will be transformed. You will be lit up from the inside. You won't be seeking the light. You will become the light, because all I'm doing, like, your light's in you. Your body is like, a window. And I'm not doing anything that's not already in there. What I do is I'm like a window cleaner. I come along and remove everything that prevents your light from shining out, not coming in. You don't need to seek the light. You need to be the light and let it out. Right? But what's preventing you from being the light that you are is your concern that everybody else is in the dark. You're so worried about their lights and can I turn the light bulb on? And you're settling for that instead of actually just radiating. But you understand, when you turn your light on, honey, then you're a lighthouse. Then you're a beacon. When you protect you first and take care of you first and really promise and commit to you, that light goes on and everybody else is just like, wow, turned on in your presence, right? That's what I want for you. All right, hopefully this was helpful today. Let me check in. Kat says, why do we think family vacation is so great and funny, but when that happens in our family, we freak out? I heard Kat, I love you. I heard a quote the other day that said, God, I'm so afraid to heal from my trauma because I won't be funny anymore. You know, every comedian that I know has significant dysfunction and trauma. And that's one of the blessings, right? Is that you have this crazy, great sense of humor. We can laugh at it and other things, but I think the thing is, once you become, the reason that we can laugh at it in Christmas Vacation and not laugh at it in our own family dynamic is because Christmas Vacation isn't our play. It's another person's movie. In our movie, we want the characters to play their parts and their roles. But if we actually step back and just allow the play to be the play and let it unfold, it would be pretty, it would be pretty comedic. And I can do that now. I can look back and look at everybody and say, wow, you're playing that play, and this is the play of life. And understand that their play does not affect my ultimate reality. You know, your other people's decisions to be crazy or neurotic or dysfunctional, your unwillingness to be okay or be okay being not okay does not affect my ability to be okay. You know, like, I'm okay, you're not okay, I'm okay. Because we're codependent. That's why. Because we want other people to behave how we want them to behave instead of how they really behave. Hope that answers the question. Anyway, I love you guys. I hope you have a magical, magical holiday. And I'll be back next week, because I will, because you can trust me. Like the sun coming up, I'll be here, not going anywhere. I love you. Take excellent care of yourself. Remember to fart. Fart as much as you possibly can. And who cares who smells it, honey? Okay? You know how it is. You don't worry about it anymore, okay? You got to just be unafraid to let it out. All right? I love you, and I'll see you in another video. Bye-bye, sweetness.